After the situation with the Ghost Express, Gordon has been silent since then. Spencer put a very dislike to it. I don't understand why you're just so freaked out by it, said Spencer. You're like you've been freaked out for it. Oh, look out, look out, look out, I am the Ghost Express. Leave Gordon alone, said Edward. You're just being a very horrible engine. I am not, he mumbled. Well, you may be freaked out by that, wouldn't you, Spencer? No, I wouldn't, said Spencer. Not one bit. Oh, really, said Edward. How about this story will make you quiver? Go ahead, said Spencer. Try and scare me if you like. So, Edward started his story. A long time ago, before Gordon and Henry came to the railway, I was the only engine running on the line. I worked well, but the work was just too much. The railway, at the time, the fat controller bought an engine to help me. The engine arrived. He didn't have a name, just a number, 51, and he worked in the yards. He liked to shunt the trucks in his own way. I told him to shunt him in the right place. Listen, he said, I do what I do, so keep out of the way. And that was all he said. One night there was a load of vans that needed to be shunted into place. They were full with explosives that needed to go. The next morning they needed to go to a place. It was during the time of the Second World War, or the First World War. I warned him to be careful, but he just took no notice. Meanwhile, he was shunting the trucks in the siding. He was rough with the trucks. He bumped them, banged them. Then, there was a massive explosion. Then, bang, bang, bang. All went up in smokes. I heard the news followed, and I went to come and get the rescue. When I got there, I was shocked to surprise. The explosives were destroyed, and there was only a bit of left of 51. I warned him, said Edward crossly, but he didn't take no notice. But on every night in this yard, there's legend has it that there's always trucks moving on their own or by themselves, and people say they must have seen the ghost of 51. Legend has it that he haunts this yard, but the way you can tell where he is, you will see trucks moved on their own, and then followed by you'll see the engine coming towards you, and then when it disappears there's a following bang. Puh, said Spencer, that's a load of nonsense. I do not care. One night Edward and Gordon were doing night shifts, so they were away. Spencer was in the yard alone. He thought this was just silly. Where are you, 51? You can't hide from me, joked Spencer. Then it all happened at once. Suddenly some trucks moved on their own. Spencer was curious. Who's there? No one replied. The trucks were shunted into another siding. Spencer was confused. Then a ghostly figure of 51 came towards him. Spencer freaked out. Then it disappeared, followed by a shrieking bang. Spencer was freaked out. He shut his eyes and waited until morning arrived. The next morning he woke up shivering like mad. Edward spotted. Spook, are you, Spencer? He joked. No, I'm not spooked, he said. Then he sobbed. Yes, I am spooked. This is true. It is true, said Edward. That story is real true. You know, legend has it so. Are you still scared? Yes, yes, and I promise I will never, ever, ever, ever joke about being good and get any people who are getting scared of by ghosts. They are real after all. And after that, Spencer always keeps a lookout, and he never wanted to be alone in the yard ever again.